Welcome to another edition of the Upside, brought to you by Arsenal Fans Beat. And I am Al Gassimo. I am here in place of Kennedy, who is unavailable today based on unforeseen circumstances. So today's episode, I am here with Danny, a good Manchester United fan, an ardent supporter of Manchester United. And also I have with me Nene and Michael, a Chelsea fan. Michael, just say hi to the camera.
Hi, the Blues will never lose.
Okay, yes, that's a good one.
Yeah,
And for today's episode, we are going to talk about Manchester United and Chelsea. They are meeting at Manchester United Old Trafford Stadium. The match we're going to play on Sunday. And these two teams, they have similarities and also differences, which are not far-fetched. But yet still, Manchester United are facing so much struggles, just like Chelsea, who have been sacking their coach of quite recent, just like what Manchester United are doing as of now. So let me start with you, Danny. What is the current situation with Manchester United?
Well, currently we are still in a transition process from what's happened with Eric Ten. The team is trying to find our feedback. If you take a look at the result that happened during the week on Wednesday, you will notice there is a little bit of change between the players themselves. The body language has changed a lot compared to what it used to be before. Because before this time, you will notice like even when Marcus Rashford scored a goal, he will not celebrate. You will see like he's sad from the inside because on Wednesday, it shows a little bit of different enthusiasm from the players, the way they actually press Leicester City, the way they were eager to score the goal, and they were a little bit clinical from what we used to see before. So I guess we're still in transition. We are far from actually getting to a better place.
Yes, because it depicts from the players' attributes this midweek. Because we saw you trash at Leicester 5-2. It seems as if Van Nistelrooy is doing his job. Do you think Van Nistelrooy will at least be the right coach for Manchester United?
I think Van Nistelrooy has a good personality, and because he's a legend, he has played football, so most of the players idolize him. But nonetheless, he's still a young coach when it comes in terms of management with regards to football, and he has some learning to do. Just like they always say, if you want to be a king, you need to serve at some point. So at this point, I think he needs to need to be under the mentorship of different coaches so that he can learn different styles of play. And maybe in the future, he will be the man for Man United.
Hopefully. What do you think with the present predicament for Manchester United?
I don't know whether they should celebrate or not because we know that Manchester is not consistent. The last time when Tottenham was still the manager, I don't know, was it Europa League or this same Carabao Cup, they won the game 7-0. And they were celebrating here and there. So I don't want them to have scored 5 goals and in Sunday to come, they can't even score a single goal because that's what exactly happened. After they scored 7 goals, the next game, they didn't even score anything. That's how consistent they are. But if there's a good transition, then it's fine because it shows that they are willing. I don't know whether it was Leicester that was poor or United did their job, but they played well. The players were pressing and all, so they deserve their flowers at that. But it's Manchester, you can't overhype.
Yeah, that's true. So back to Manchester United. Let's talk a little bit about Chelsea. So, Michael, we saw what happened in the midweek in the Carabao Cup. At least Chelsea were eliminated by Newcastle. You defeated Newcastle in the Premier League. So I don't know what happened in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, first I want to say definitely I was really disappointed with the results. I never expected such results. But so far so good. I feel we had bigger plans as a team, and as a show of sign, I don't think the Carabao Cup is one that we really fancy.
Wow.
That's not
Oh, wow.
That's a bogus.
Oh, wow.
we really fancy, but that cannot be an excuse because the fans were there to give out the support. Also, if you consider the caliber of players, and most of these players were not given chance, but they had the opportunity and they messed up. it was really surprising for me to really see that result. We couldn't really get a goal. We created so many chances, but couldn't convert the ball into the net. I feel it was really disappointing. Even the manager also happened to take responsibility for that performance.
Yes, speaking of chances created in the Carabao Cup, Enzo Maresca seems to be able to have grips with Chelsea squad. He have been doing a lot of transition in the squad, changing players, and the squad that you selected against Newcastle, it's more formidable than Newcastle. Because from my own perspectives, I would say Chelsea have the squad depth in the Premier League. They have these young, talented players than any other clubs in the Premier League. So I don't know what happened. It seems like Newcastle will go against you in the form of revenge or so?
Well, it is really difficult to say, but we have to commend the coach, Enzo, because he's done a tremendous job. Imagine the size of the squad and the quality of players he has to manage. He has also managed the dressing room and keeping them all happy. But to be honest with you, most of the players are not really performing, and that's fact. Just that he's trying to give them a chance and making them a blend to see. He's still finding a mix. If we can say that could be our team B, and that team B can really start off, if you think of other clubs, that could be their starting level, their pride starting 11. But I feel the blend is still trying to get it right. And let's see how far it goes. But as for now, he has not yet get the exact team he wants. But all what he's doing is giving every player a chance. And when we go, maybe hopefully mid-season, he will get his team, his proper team, and his proper players he wants. And also his ideology into the game.
Okay, that's a good one. So, Nene, what do you think about this match for Chelsea?
Well, I think Newcastle did their assignment. I mean, they went to, they played you guys away or home? Home. They went to Stamford Bridge, St. James Park. They were in St. James Park at their home, and unfortunately, they were defeated by Chelsea. So going back, I mean, that's the same thing. They have to go back to their drawing board, check about what happened and see their mistakes and try to correct them. And they did exactly that. But from Enzo's part was that he neglected the game. These guys will trash them. We can even do that again with this player. And you don't underestimate teams, especially teams like Newcastle. They have been giving us problems. Arsenal, they have been fighting us also. So you don't underestimate these teams. And they did that. Newcastle did their assignments. Kudos to Isak. They have really good players and they show up when needed. And that was what they did. Unfortunately, Chelsea are out, which I am happy they are, because if we were to, play them, it would be a fight. It's a derby between us. So let's say we should have made them in further rounds. It should have been a fight for us, but Newcastle eliminated them, which is good for my own side, and I'm happy, and very poor from their own side. Credit to Newcastle.
Yeah, that's a good submission. So now it's a weekend cracker. Manchester United will host Chelsea in the Premier League. So guys, before I come to you, I know you have to at least give banters. So what do you make of this match come Sunday?
Well, Manchester, they're transiting, and Chelsea are also doing the same. But for now, I think that Chelsea have more chance to win the match because they have squad depth, they have played. And Manchester have this issue. They can play very well in the first half, but going over to the second half, I don't know whether there are not enough players or they are tired, or maybe I don't know their problem. And Chelsea, they have the players to do the job. I'm hoping for a draw between them, or maybe United. Although I don't like Manchester, but I'm hoping for them to beat Chelsea because it will be at our advantage, considering that Chelsea are right behind us. So I want them to beat Chelsea, but Manchester, they're a club that you can't really rely on to do the job. They will fail you. But I'm hoping for them to actually win. Yes, and I think Chelsea needs to really improve. Enzo has been doing a good job. Hopefully, select the right squad for this match. And judging from Manchester past match with Leicester City, they played really well. They were pushing and pressing. I hope they can give us a competitive match. I don't want a match that it will be so boring between these two big clubs. So I'm just hoping for entertainment and a defeat to Chelsea.
So yes, let me come to Danny. Danny, we know Manchester United are on the verge of recruiting a new coach by the name of Amory, and we cannot tell whether he will be available for this forthcoming match, but I'm sure that Van Nistelrooy will have to be the new coach to at least lead the team in Old Trafford. So, what do you make of this match? Do you think you have the capacity or the squad to at least defeat Chelsea come Sunday?
Um, from my own point of view, I think like for the past 6 games that Chelsea have played in Old Trafford, they have not managed a single win. And we have a very good run against them. If you check for yourself for the past, we have been defeating them a lot.
Okay.
The last time when they visited Old Trafford, we scored 4 goals.
Oh, wow.
So, and another thing is what I make of this game. The fact that it's a new coach and it's a new mentality, the environment is breeding new positivity. It gives us a fair fighting chance. Had it been the circumstances were different, I could have said like Chelsea will win the game because they have been playing very well of late. I see the way they have been pushing, and when they play big teams, they do almost everything right. But maybe at the end of the day, even if you take a look at Liverpool game, you understand like they did everything to win the game, but they were not clinical enough. And our defense is very poor. So I think with Jackson's form, it's going to be a very tight game for us to win. But I see us taking the lead or winning the game by maybe a 1-goal margin.
Wow.
Jackson.
Is it because you guys have scored all your goals?
No, it's not about that.
So now you are saying
Yeah, because the team is still in transition. It wasn't like when
it seems as if you don't believe your team.
No, it's not
Because
about
they've
believing
scored all
my
their
team.
goals.
Let me tell you something. There are 2 things. There is something to believe in, and there is a reality check in most of those things. The reality check is our defense is very poor. No matter how many goals we can score. Take for instance, take a look at how Leicester City managed to score those 2 goals. It's a very poor defending from our defenders. They don't mark well. They don't know how to set upside trap, and they normally do a lot of misplaced passes. Jackson is very clinical. Now.
Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson is doing extremely well.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's
Before
fine,
Chelsea
of course,
bought him,
it's fine.
before actually Chelsea went to get that guy's services from Villarreal, he was one of the best centre forward in European football.
Yeah.
Okay.
His conversion rate, that's the truth.
Yeah.
We can't just ignore that.
Do you have any contradicting view towards what Danny said?
Like you said, I cannot write off Manchester United, even though I'm a Chelsea fan. Of course, derbies breed new energy, and it's a rivalry game. So even if you see the worst players, even the worst team, will step up. It's always happened. So the last time we were out, we saw the miracle of Palma. He eliminated them when they thought they had all 3 points and all this. And as a form, the 2 teams are struggling, and the 2 teams are also in transition. Our defense are very much weak. Like I said, every game, no matter whether we win or lose, is very, very, very hard for us to keep a clean sheet. And mostly, I do not trust our goalkeeper, Sanchez. I can tell you for true, his delivery of the ball to the outpost players is very, very, very poor. Even fans are picking up on that. But however, it's going to be bent down to tactics and how the manager leads into the game, because like I always say in football, you can pick the best squad in and still get a poor performance. All that.
Yes.
But as a manager, if you're reading in between the games, you can see where you need to strengthen, where your advantages lies, and so you can take the weaknesses of the opponents and exploit it. So, but for now, with our performance and consistency, I feel we're going to win, and we're going to beat United not less than 3 goals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, of course we are scoring. Whether we lose or win, Chelsea, it's very, very difficult for us to get a goal into a game. So that definitely, I'm sure.
Danny did mention that they are going to.
If they're going to win 1-0,
It's a clean sheet.
yeah. If he says we are going to win 1-0, then that will be their own consolation goal. So I call peace. So that would 3-1. I think.
3-1.
That would be
Okay.
their own consolation goal. But
Okay.
yes, like I say. So the other thing also is Maresca. He has gone to and faced 2 big giants in the league and has failed to come up with a point. I feel like I watched a post from one of our pages, and Chelsea man, fan was saying, okay, I can accept a loss from Liverpool, I can accept a loss from Man City, but Manchester United 14th position at the table. I think that will come with a lot of pressure if we lose to Manchester United.
Okay, well, Danny. So let's come to the combined starting 11 for both Manchester United and Chelsea. So now let's start with the goalkeepers. Between Onana and Sanchez, who do you think is more outstanding in the goalkeepers?
Onana has been a saving grace for Man United for the past few games.
Don't back side because you are a Manchester
No,
United.
I'm not backing sides. I'm telling you, like, he has done a lot of good saves for the past games. If you take a look at his saves that he has done, you notice like he has been doing good. He has been improving compared to what he used to be last season. So I think for me personally, Sanchez was a very good goalkeeper when he was at Brighton, but his performances in Chelsea, it's not so good. It's not even convincing. And I read through one article that stated that Jorgensen might likely become the number one for Chelsea. That was what the pundit was saying. Say with the way Sanchez has been performing and everything, Enzo Maresca might wake up one morning and decide to turn to Jorgensen because he has not been putting up good performances. They scored a lot of like the error he makes that leads to goal has been like alarming.
So
Obviously, I could pick up on that. If we are to choose between Sanchez and Onana, definitely I'll go for Onana. Yes, and I'll put him in my goal and get some confidence that at least he could do the save and he can also deliver the ball to the outpost players. So I think Sanchez needs to improve. And this was the reason why under Poch also he lost his position. He went for an injury, then he was out for the rest of the season because of his confidence. It's not all about saving the ball, the confidence of delivery, of reading the play, all of this coming out to punch out balls, corner through, and all of these things. I think he's very poor in the way and manner he is game.
Judging from the fact that Onana has more clean sheet, I'll go with Onana, even though he's also not that good, but comparing him to Sanchez, I think I'll go Onana because like they said, Sanchez is not good in delivery. You know, I remember our last match, they even gave Declan Rice a pass that he scored. So it's not that good. I'd rather even have Ramsdale than either Onana or Sanchez. But let's go with Onana.
Yeah. I think I'll have to agree with you guys. For me, I think Onana is more clinical than Sanchez because considering the fact that Onana have been pulling up a lot of saves in Manchester United, I think it's one against Crystal Palace, right?
Yeah.
That double save that.
Yes, that was very good.
So now let's come to the back line. So between Chelsea and Manchester United, then who do you think have the at least the most formidable back line?
Well, their backline they are all suffering. They are really suffering. There are 2-3 errors. Like they can agree with me on that. That there are several blunders. I think just that there are some certain players in their backline that are outstanding. Ever since Thiago Silva left Chelsea, their backline there is no leadership there. And Manchester United, just that they, like Danny said earlier, they don't know how to mark players, their delivery, like they have poor communication as well. So I don't actually know, just that there are certain players that are outstanding in their backline. So bringing those players in together, I think might help them.
Yeah, don't forget they have likes for Manchester United.
Yes.
The backline will have to be something like Mazwari or Dallo.
Mazwari.
Yeah, Mazwari.
Right back. Dallo left back.
Maguire.
No,
So okay, tell me, Danny.
Okay, number 2, I'll go with
Mazwari over Miss James.
Rhys James is just coming from injury. This guy, what's his name? Malo Gusto. I'll take Mazwari. And then the left back, I'll go with
Cucurella.
Yeah,
because he's been like really good. And I'll take Delete.
On the five.
Yeah, I'll take Delete. But for the number 4, I might consider Levi Colwill if I'm playing against a very hard attacker that runs to. You know, Martinez is very smart. he knows how to read the game and everything. But his weakness is the fact that he can win duel balls. When the ball is up, that's why if you notice, like sometimes for most of the games, they score a lot of set pieces against us.
Yeah.
When the ball comes into the box, it's goal. Yeah, so I'll take Levi Cole. I'll go with Levi.
Michael,
Yeah.
do you have any continuity?
If I'm to take anyone from the Manchester United, I think it would be Martinez. He's very solid.
Martinez
Yes.
over Colwell.
Martinez over Cowell. Cowell is also a good player. He's just only growing up, but Martinez is much more experienced than him. With regards the plans and Martinez when he goes out to chase or attack any ball, he goes out with the full intention. He's not the guy that shadows. And that's why if you beat him, then you go. But if you fail to beat him, you know that he's obstructing you off the ball. And that's one quality I like about central defenders. I don't like you to shadow in the box. Whenever you shadow, you go clinical strikers or what, you get goals easily because you know you shadow. You don't shadow in the box. So that's the reason also, even though he's not in form, Disasi, I also like his play because most often it's very poor. He can easily pass him, but he does not shadow. He does not shadow the play. He does not shadow the play. He comes in full. If you miss or whatever it gets you, he obstructs the play. But our backline, the two, I will also go with Malo because he's improving. Despite his James is coming in, he's not too fit, but he's improving. Of course, Marco Cucurella is everybody's first choice. He's really improving, but he's got so many things also to laugh. Sometimes he even forget that he's defending. He will be in the midfield, but this guy is so zealous that he can go forward and come back and cover. He's all over the pitch. But if you want your right back or left back to be there, you want somebody that is stationed, not somebody that will be rotating. It's also this counter attack. It leaves you open and exposed. Though it got the pace, but you does not need to run and cover the entire pitch. Just one through pass can alter all of his space and get his right hand. And so many times that's how they've been able to score on us because they know once this space is open, they do two passes, get goals.
Okay, so what about the midfield?
Yeah, the midfield for me, the holding six, I'll go with Moise Caicedo. And I'll go with Bruno Fernandes, and I will take Cole Palmer.
And then you have any addition to that?
Caicedo against Casemiro.
Yes.
I'll go Casemiro and Palmer, of course. I would rather go with Bruno. I'll go Bruno. So I'll go with Cole Palmer, Bruno, and Casemiro. Casemiro has been brilliant the past two United games, and he's a good player. And it's like he's picking up his form again. So I'll go Casemiro.
In our midfield, in our combined midfield, in picking midfielders, a lot of midfielders, but I don't know the formation we are really putting in. Is it a 4-3-3 or what? So of course Cole Palmer. Then we also go. I also want Bruno Fernandes because I don't trust the lazier play of Enzo. I also another midfielder. I will also want Imami. Of course, the Chelsea wing backs, I just cannot let them go. They're going to be part of my midfield. Of course, the Madueke, and of course, our boy Sancho. I know he's going to humiliate them tomorrow.
He will not be playing.
He will not be playing. He's on loan. He's on loan.
It's normal optional based on
No, he's on
loan. He will not be
loan.
playing. He's not your player, man.
He's not your player.
And he's going back to United, I'm telling you.
So yes, let's go to the attack. Going back, Danny.
The attack?
Yes.
Definitely I will go for Jackson. Pointed number 9. But the wing, I'll go for Rashford and Garnacho. There are no doubts.
Jackson over Ireland. Oiland.
Yeah, I'll go for Jackson.
I'll go for Oiland. I just think that the issue there with Oiland is because they are the Manchester midfield and the forward haven't been communicating very well. That was what has been affecting him. But he's a very good striker. He's physical. He's a fighter. So I'll go for
Let me say
Oiland.
something. Do you know what I noticed about Højlund and Zagzi?
No.
And Luis Saha, our former player, once complained about them. The problem is, with most attackers, why they fail to score. It's not that they are not clinical or something, but the skill to actually be able to anticipate or make a gamble that I'll be in the box no matter whether you're going to pull the cross or not, I'm an attacker. That's where I should be. But that's the problem with Hoylu. It keeps like having this conflicting mindset. Like Rashford is not going to pull the ball. Garnacho will not pull the cross. So why should I even go into the box? But you need to make a gamble as an attacker.
But
That's the only way you will score.
Let's be sincere. They haven't been doing that.
But he's not
Garnacho,
going
when
into
he
the
has
box.
the ball, he
How do you
finds
expect them
he
to
tries
pass
to
for someone who doesn't
score.
go into the box?
Everyone has his own.
Rashford, we all know that he has been selfish so far. He rather try to score than to pass the ball. That's what has been affecting their front line. Because Garnacho wants to be the star, of course, Rashford has been the star back then. So everybody wants to be the star. So they are not playing for the striker.
So going forward, I will always choose Rashford, whether it's on or off. He's got a lot of qualities.
Yes.
And whenever Rashford is in form, even if he's in form for a day, can cause a lot of damage. And he's always going to give United the results. Whether he has a very good scoring record against Chelsea. So I think it will be a threat for us tomorrow also. So I'll choose over Madueke because Madueke I'm very more frustrated with him. Because selfish tendencies. Definitely, he has the quality also, but he's very more selfish. I also go for Garnacho. He's playing a lot, much, giving all his best. He's a young boy and he's giving his best. And forward, I also go for Jackson. Definitely Jackson. Jackson can anticipate. He can dribble defenders. He can run to space. Just that is finishing. And lately, he has been improving. And definitely, I see that we get at
That is a
Jackson.
good. You have something to say?
No, I just want to say Jackson has been good, but it's not clinical enough. Oiland has been, I'm sure he's going to have that good connection with Palmer there than that of Jackson, but I'll go with Rashford. I think I'll choose Manchester for
Yeah, if well, let's get more into this debate. We're talking about Orleans. We also have the same situation in Chelsea. Why does the coach trust Jackson over Nkunku? Nkunku is much more clinical than Jackson, but Jackson gives more into the game. It's not just about you being clinical. If you are not going into space, the midfielders will not be confident enough to be giving you the ball. And that's one of the backlash also we had in the Euros about players complaining that Harry Kane is always dropping back. And that's why when players he's always dropping back, he's not running into the box, he's not always there. So when they bring in this boy from Aston Villa, we see a lot of chances was created for England. Yeah, so as a striker, you must always be running to space. When they lift their head up, assume into the box. Another striker that also have that challenge is Gabriel Jesus for Arsenal. He's always not in there. Running out. So I think they can give more.
Okay.
With Harry Kane, the reason why he normally drops down is because England midfield lacks creativity. They don't have anyone who can actually pass the ball like really good, that can break any defense. Harry Kane is very good when it comes to that. He can break any defense when he drops to the number 10. If you take, for instance, like the time when Son won that golden boot, almost 70% of the goal that Son scored came to Harry Kane.
Yeah.
He was there. He actually dropped down.
In my own opinion, I think the combined 11 for both Manchester United and Chelsea, I think for the goal line, I will have to go with Onana, based on the fact that he's more improved and experienced than that of Sanchez. Now, come to the back line. I think for the right wing, for the back, I think it's right back, I will have to go with Luis Chambers, if only is available, based on the fact that he's more experienced and, he's good than that of Masuaro for Manchester United. And the 4 and 5, I think I will have to go with Delete and Colwell for me, because Martinez, I think his brutal is so hard and he might have so many times you saw what happened, tension the match too much. So I think I'm scared that he might maybe have a red card or so. So I think Colwell is more calm and is more formidable in defending than that of Martinez. And for the left side, I think I'll have to agree with all of you with Cucurella. Anyways, on to midfield. I think for now, this I think it's Paregua or Uruguayan player, Caicedo, is more formidable than that of Casemiro. Casemiro have been making a lot of errors recently. That's why I think the former Manchester United coach.
Caicedo is Colombian.
Colombian, right?
Colombian.
Yes, Colombian, yeah, right. But he's from South America. That's what I initially wanted to say. He's more clinical than Casemiro as of now. This one, fact that he has been doing a lot of errors, mistakes in the midfield. And I want to go with Cole Palmer and Bruno Fernandes. They are more of an attacking player in the midfield. And for the attack, I think I will have to go with Sanchez. Sanchez is more clinical. He's that of a perfect striker for now. He's on
Sanchez.
Sanchez.
Jackson.
Jackson.
Yes. Sorry, yes. Jackson, rather. You know, he's more attacking threat than that of Holland.
Right.
Holland, since he came from injury, I'm not seeing him playing that much. You know, and from the left attacking position, I think I'll have to go with Rashford. Rashford is more he's more okay.
Yes.
His performances are well. He's contributing a lot for Manchester United.
Now, lately,
Yes, you know, and then that's all. Pedro Neto and
Yeah.
the former Manchester United player that I would say.
Sanchez.
Yeah, Sancho is not playing now. He's that player. He's going back home.
Exactly. And for the right side, I think I'll have to go with Madueke, yes. Madueke, based on his connection with Cole Palmer, you know, they have this clinical connection. But for Garnacho, no. Garnacho is more of a selfish player for me. That's my opinion. You know, he wants to at least
Exactly.
imitating Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, which he is not, but every player has his own ability. He has his own ability, just like Cristiano Ronaldo. So I think I will have to go with Madueke. And my prediction, I think, based on the fact that of quite recent results for both of the teams, they have been coming draw goodness at times in Old Trafford. So I think I will have to go with draw. I think I will have to agree with Bennett in this aspect. And secondly, I think we have to discuss the issue of the former player for Sporting Lisbon who played with Cristiano Ronaldo.
Fabio Paris.
Yes, exactly. I think we all had the recent incident of what happened, what transfer. In football, and now I think it's phonograph and stuff. So now tell me, Danny, let's start with you. What do you think will affect this player, or what do you think that led to what he did? Do you think it's a good decision for him, or so? Just tell me your opinion.
Well, if I'm in his shoes, for me, I don't think it's a good decision. But if you take a look at the guy's career, he played for 19 clubs. He only managed to play 54 games, and he scored 4 goals. The highest level he actually played on international level, he played for Portugal under 21. That's the highest level there. He was a promising guy coming up with the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Ricardo Quaresma, because they were all from the same academy and all that stuff. But he never get to live up to his expectation, and he never get to get his full potential out there in the world. So I think maybe this is like a way he wants to just actually get some money, because porn stars, they are very rich. So the guy just wants to get himself some money. Maybe he's broke, so he's using this as a means of something. Or either it can be like maybe it's just something like he has fancied the entire time coming up. Maybe football was just like someone forced him to actually play football. Just go there. But the entire time what he had in mind was to be a porn star. But I think definitely it's a very bad idea. Coming out in the open, the guy is a celebrity. So I don't think that should be the next career for him. He should have chosen something else. There are a whole lot of bunch of other careers in mind. He can be a football coach. For instance, Pep, he was not a good player, but today he's a fantastic coach.
Exactly.
So he could have just going to a training academy and then become a coach.
Well, for me, like Danny said, I'm not in support, but thinking out loud, he knows himself better. And it doesn't seem to be that guy that is mentally disabled. Though, yes, somebody can be going through mental health or something, but it's hard for you to tell. But then again, the guy might be a sex addict. In order to be wasting his talent, he decided to do it as a profession. So he decided to do it as a profession because, judging from his football and statistics, there was so much expectations from him. But at the end of the day, he didn't live up to that. So it might be an addict because, you know, being a footballer and you being a sex addict, it's not compatible. It doesn't go well because you'll be losing a lot of fluid and you can't perform in the pitch. That's why I only played 54 games. So it might be an addict. And he said, you know what? I'm a sex addict. I can go up to 3-4 hours. Why don't I just do this as a profession? I mean, it pays and I'll be having fun. I'll be doing what I want instead of a woman being complaining, oh, bro, it's not bad. You can do it as a profession. And he's an adult. Like I said, he's open to his own decision. He can do what he thinks is right and good for him. But I'm not in support. But rather than in doing any other thing and in knowing that this is my passion, I'm good in bed, then he follows his passion. So it is his choice.
I think it's in the revelation of him. I think this is what's affected his career. It's just the revelation now we'll see.
Okay.
Yes, you see he has a very poor statistics. I think we've seen so many players, they have got the talent, but the discipline is what they lack. And that's what affected his career. There comes a time when even Cristiano Ronaldo, imagine one of the best players in football, sing praises about him. There was a time I was interviewing and say, if you think I'm a good player, wait until you see this next one. Yes. So that tells you why he has a very poor performance, why he has a very poor game. He was into this immoral act. Chasing women, maybe in the club. He was not taking his career serious. He was not committed to it. And over time, things will reveal itself. I don't think he made that decision overnight. This has been maybe his nature or his weakness, his latest weakness. And now he has taken upon himself to pursue it as a career. And it's not really something welcoming or something applaudable. It gives us a lot of questions to ask, more especially with regards to the game and how managers also manage players, not just in the pitch, but even their lives, their morality. Like you see, we are very much divided with regards Sancho and Tenag. Sancho is not showing up for trainings. He's doing extra things. And these things affect players. After their careers, who knows? They go bankrupt, they go into funny things. And if this continues, you will find out that football will lose a lot of talent. A lot of young talents, a lot of potentials will end up to be big players or petty job seekers. So it's really concerning for me. And there are moral aspects also, I feel, is very much immoral, regardless whether it's your dream or it's very much immoral. And it does not send a good message in the football world.
Danny, what do you make of this situation? Do you think it's going to send a bad signal to his fans out there?
He has already set a bad precedent already. Well, I bet like most of his fans hated him already for that. Just making the statement without actually doing the act. And it's a very bad thing, just like my fellow guy said, with regards to the precedent he set in football. It's not good. It doesn't augur well for football because football is supposed to be something that is exciting. And being a porn star is not something that is exciting because not everybody loves watching porn.
For you, it's not exciting, but for him, it is exciting. You will be having fun.
No, for me, I don't think like, I know people go into porn star or something, but if we do like a reality check of people's real opinion, I can tell you for sure, like not even 10% of those who are acting porn really want to become porn star. Some are just doing it for the money.
And the reality about these porn stars in research, or most of them have got mental issues.
Yes.
They are traumatized. Some of them are drug addicts. These have been the background of them. Like you said, the man has a very poor career playing for 19 teams, only having 51 stars or cap. It's very more frustrating. And he went countries to countries, club to club, and was unable to settle down. It's very more frustrating. So all of this trauma, all of these things will wire him up to give up. To give up his
Spent 4
career.
months in Chelsea.
So see, to give up and come out.
He would have been a legend in Chelsea.
Yes, all of the things, like I said, it was his attitude, it was his discipline. This is not just happen overnight. He just woke up and decided to make that decision. No, it was his immoral. Maybe he was the man that liked partying, always in club, having time with friends and all of these things. If you want to grow in life, you want to achieve goals, you have to separate. At times, you have to focus just on your discipline. You have to let go of people. You have to avoid some companies. You cannot be a friend to all and you want to go high there. At times, you have to give that backspace, give that distance, or else you fail. So I think it's really affected his career, and this is the result. He has made a very poor decision, a very bad one that does not send a good signal for football.
Okay, if I can judge based on what you just really mentioned, you made mention of saying that the man might be a sex addict or so. And for me, what I will look at it this way, I think I will have a different view from what all of you are saying.
Okay.
Maybe from the start of his career, that is what he wanted to do. He started to play football. But maybe initially, his career that he intended to do is to be a porn star. For me, it's all based on choice, decision making. And another thing, it might also be based on something of what we say, a mental disorder. You understand? Or maybe that is something that has been affecting his game plan. So at the end of the day, he just come out publicly and saying that.
Is he already doing the act, or he just wants?
He's on it already.
It's on it already. I made the pronunciation a while ago.
So you see, I think that is my own view now.
Because
Okay.
if he hasn't started, I wanted to say that maybe he was seeking for media attention, but since he's on it already.
He's a good footballer. I think the public already know him.
I know, but your time fades out. It does fade
One of the
out.
most surprising things is an exceptional talent that never made it into the national team.
Yes.
That tells you it was because of this immoral conduct of his that limited his potential
Yes,
to make it to that. So it was something they know. And you've seen a lot of bright stars just coming up, and in a couple of years you see them, they're not where you expected them to be. Because sometimes it could be because of poor management or what. But personally, they don't take responsibility for their life or their actions.
Yeah.
If they do so, then they will reach whatever level, regardless of the team or club. We've seen players coming from smaller clubs and they are now in top clubs. Like of Declan Rice, was very consistent in West Ham. Now he's in Arsenal. The Gunners, he's playing consistent. He's one of the players, speaking players. Say, okay, I want to blow this man today. Put this man on the side. Yes, because they build on themselves. Discipline. So,
But the guy really, he knows what he's doing. I mean, football, we all know football is like exhausting, and having sex on videos, doing videos is a pleasure. So instead of going through waking up in the morning at 6 or at 5, going for training, I'll be sleeping, and at the end of the day, I have sex, I satisfy my urge and get paid. It's easy money, enjoying and all. So it's a choice. I know it doesn't send a good message. That's the thing. It doesn't send a good message.
So now, conclusively, Danny, tell me what last message do you have to say?
With regards to United, I want to say a win against Chelsea would be a major boost, not just for the team, but also for the club, and also for the Premier League team as well. It will get us on a better footing, trying to plan for the new coach that is coming in, which will give him a very good foundation for something to build on, and then a platform for him to be able to assess the problem and try to rectify it as soon as possible. With regards to this Fabian, for me, I find it very annoying thinking about it alone, because I don't know if you understand me. I don't like them. Okay. I don't like them, and what he is doing is it's sad. There is a lot more out there that he could have accomplished by not just going to porn movies or something. The problem is, with most people that I notice, is the fact that people just make use of the available. They don't want to go for the hard and far-fetched things. But sometimes one of the greatest accomplishments comes with a lot of sacrifice.
Yeah.
he didn't sacrifice enough in his playing career. Look at what he decided to choose. It's not a sacrifice. He doesn't want to do. He's a very lazy guy. By his personality, everything that he has exhibited shows like he's a very lazy person. He just want easy life. That's why he didn't succeed in football. And I bet he's not going to succeed.
What's your last one?
Well, I just hope Man United. I give Man United and Chelsea. I give them both my blessings. I'm hoping for a draw. I would like to see Man United suffer more by going down the table more and more, reaching to allegations. And as for Chelsea, I also don't want them to succeed. I want them to go below top 5, and because they are right behind us. Every small mistake we made, they might go ahead of us. I'm hoping for a draw. As for Fabian, I guess everybody has right to their choices in life. I'm not in support of his act, but he knows himself better, so good luck to him.
With regards to the match between Manchester United and Chelsea, I want to say, regardless of the results, whether we win or lose, on that day, I'm very much impressed so far with what Maresca has done. Whoever thought we would have been so far last season, Saki and Pochettino, we had a lot of criticism. We'll see how far we've come. So I think one of the best things we've made is making decisions. That's why I always give Chelsea, you can make decisions, whether you fancy it or not. And he's going to make a decision that will give us a win, all 3 points. And I feel we've seen the desire also to be in the top 4 as our top priority. And winning these kind of matches will give the confidence to do so. With regards Fabian, I feel I'm very much disappointed in his decision. But I know that decision was not making a vacuum. I believe this immoral act is what impeded his career from becoming an loss to us and glamouring one. And today, he has succumbed to it, and his weakness has swallowed it. And now, I think it's a shame to football. It's even a shame to his career in his ambition. I'm totally against it. It's his choice, but even that, it is a bad choice and one that does not represent football well.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So, well, that's the end of today's episode in The Offside, brought to you by Arsenal Fans Beats. Viewers, continue to make your views count based on what we have just discussed here in the studio for the upcoming match between Manchester United and Chelsea.
Make your views count. We're going to make you proud.
Exactly.
Man United supporter.
3-1.
We're going to make you proud.
So,
I told you,
with us here in the studio, we want to say cheerio.
Thank
Bye.
you. Tata.